Deal with YouTube. Consultatu. It's been about a month since my last video. That's due to my own stupidity. I knew you'd want to come up. Oh, damn it. Come on. Just mind my knees. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, no, my own stupidity. I left my camera in gravity. I went out to a competition about 3 weeks ago now. It must be about 3 weeks or so ago. And brought my camera with me, intending to take footage, etc. And of course I left the damn thing behind, along with my chalk bag. So I went out to Gravity yesterday to pick it up, and found what they do with some of the chalk bags that have been left behind for a month or two, they just put Gravity on it and give it out to trainees that they have coming in. Balls, I just drowned myself in tea. Right, there you go. That was fun. So anyway, they just write Gravity on them, and mine was one of them that they did. So they gave me a new one to replace, which was very polite of them and very kind. They didn't really have to, considering again it was my own blasted stupidity that made it happen. So however, so I got my chalk bag, and I got new chalk, and I got my camera obviously, and figured I'd just stay out and have a bit of a climb, and that's why I now have my legs up on the chair. I bashed my knee in really badly this summer. I bruised some muscle under my kneecap, under the bottom of my kneecap. I don't know what I actually did to myself, but just plenty of rest, ice, elevation, compression. Rest, ice, compression, and elevation, whichever way you want to follow the word mnemonic. So that's that. That's the most recent thing that's happened to me. 2 weekends ago, I went camping with the Scouts, which was great crack. It was our annual camp, and we went to Larchill in Farnham, which is an international Scout campsite. And we did it, and it was an event called Shipwrecked, so it was Caribbean pirate themed, and they had all the different sub-camps had different flags and mascots and chants and all that jazz, and it was all pirate-based activities, and it was great crack, even though it rained for 2 days, continuously. But, you know, that's what camping is all about. So yeah, what else have I done? I'm back climbing in Trinity. Done a few climbs in Trinity. Going there tonight actually as well. My friend Tina is renewing her belay license, so I have to go to that. I had planned to go to a lecture in 53 Degrees North from Ian Taylor, who is the youngest Irish person in the world. He's either the youngest person in the world or the youngest Irish person to summit Everest. I'll check and clarify it. So that would have been a really cool lecture to go to. I may still be able to go. I have to find out what time it's over at, because I'm going to Trinity for 8 to do the belay test, and the lecture is at 6:45, so I might be able to go. We'll see. Other than bore you with stuff that I've already done, and I've failed to log, obviously because my stupidity and left the camera behind. Oh, there is one other thing. I got my dad to go windsurfing with me. I'll show it to you now. On that board, which, although it doesn't look very long, from there it's which, although it doesn't look very long, is 13 feet, 12.5, 13 feet long, and 2 feet wide. It's a really old, big Calypso board, and he was like, no, it'll be fine, it'll be grand. And took it out. And fair play to him actually, and it was like force 1 winds. So yeah, breeze maybe every couple of minutes. We managed to get up with a 5.5 meter sail and no feckin' skeg on the back of the board. He did have the centreboard. So he got up and he drifted more than anything else, but fair play to him anyway. And what else? Oh yeah, Pride is coming up. Dublin Pride is coming up at the end of the month, June 30th. The Scouting Ireland are actually marching in that this year. So I may be doing it with them rather than the Wet and Wild Club, because we have, as far as I know, we haven't made any plans to actually march and promote ourselves. So I'll probably go with Scouting Ireland and just meet up with my friends in town afterwards. Should be good crack. That's about it. I plan on making a Trinity climbing compilation and maybe another gravity compilation, because some of the routes have changed a lot and they're really good. Actually, when I was out, there was a really nice dyno, and that's all it was. That's all the route was. It was just a dyno, and I really wanted to do it when I was out there yesterday, but they've moved the damn thing. It's gone, and I'm really unhappy. But there are some really cool new routes as well, so I'll get out and I'll film those and try a few more difficult ones and do a few more routes on the conch wall that I didn't get to do. So those are my plans. There's also kayaking, where I'm still in training for the Ireland to Scotland trip, the Belfast to Scotland trip. Whether it actually goes ahead or not now is questionable, because the guy we were going to rent our sea kayaks from has pulled out. None of us have sea kayaks ourselves. I'm looking into maybe buying one from a friend of mine in college. We'll see how that goes. I don't particularly have the money to be spending on it at the moment, but possibly it's an option. If all else fails, we'll just do the Liffey descent in September. Yeah, because we're more than capable of doing that. It doesn't require any extra special skills like sea navigation, etc. So, yeah, I'd say we're all capable and strong enough to do that. So those are a few things that are coming up, a few things that I'm looking forward to. See what else happens. I'll have to rest this blasted leg now for a while. Just do plenty of exercises and get back to my physio exercises as well, which I really should be doing, but does anybody really do them as often as they're supposed to? Get back to me. If there are any ideas you want for a hike, or any topics you want me to, any ideas for a hike? Yeah, actually, any ideas for a hike in around Ireland, if anyone can suggest one. Any ideas for videos, any topics you'd like me to cover, by all means leave me comments below. I'm sorry if I've bored you with this one. This is just kind of me relearning how I make my videos and how to put them up and what I actually want to say in them. So I promise my next one will be better. But it's a nice day. I might try running a little bit. I don't know, we'll see. I'll just take these. I'm going to get into more, I'm researching barefoot running at the moment, so I'll put up more information about that at some stage. There's umpteen billion videos on YouTube about barefoot running, so by all means, if you're interested, look it up. Excuse me. I also bought this cup for when I was going on camp, and of course, me being me, I left it behind. And I left my rain jacket behind as well. I left my rain jacket and my gut fleece in the den, but I did buy new waterproof trousers by a company called Sprayway, which are really good. They're really comfortable and they're really stretchy, and they're ideal for everyday use. So, just a few little plugs, and the cup is by Sea to Summit. It's kept tea warm for about 10 minutes. So, you know, works. So, that's that. Gurmíle agat. Again, I'm sorry if I've bored you slightly. Just wanted to say hi to everybody, all 7 of my subscribers and all 3,000 odd people who have watched my videos. To the people who have unfavorited and unsubscribed, you know, sad to see you go. Maybe you'll come back. So, Gurmíle agat, slán.